China, moved to Europe as a child, grew up in one of the safest and most protected environments in the world, and now at 40, I'm back in Shanghai, engaged to a talented Chinese plastic surgeon, and we're seriously planning our future kids. Today, I want to share my complete background story, the comfortable European life, the identity struggles, and why I choose to build my future here in Shanghai. If you're overseas Chinese or thinking about family and roots, this one is for you. So stay tuned. I was born in a small city in China called Xining in the Shanghai province. Life was very simple back then, and when I was between 0 and 5, my family made this big decision to actually move to Europe, specifically to Sweden. It was a huge change, new language, new food, new culture. I went from Chinese streets to Swedish forests and quiet neighborhoods. That move gave me opportunity. I'm very grateful, but it's also planted the first seeds of my split identity, feeling Chinese at home and Swedish at school. Looking back, what I appreciate about growing up in Sweden and Europe is how protected and safe the environment was. Low crime, excellent healthcare, clean air, great social support. Everything felt very stable and reliable. As a kid, I could ride my bike anywhere without worry. School was calm, teachers quite supportive. There was almost no pressure compared to what I see in modern China. Life felt very secure. But with the safety came also comfort zone. Everything was predictable. You study hard to get a good job, buy a house, retire comfortably. That was at least the European dream, right? But today, who knows if that can happen. The system is designed to be very beautiful, but for someone with Chinese blood and ambition, it started to feel a little bit more too quiet for my early 20s and 30s. Making friends in Europe was straightforward on the surface. I had good Swedish friends, played a lot of sports, celebrated Midsummer and Christmas. But deep down, I always felt a little bit different. The ethnic Chinese guy who looked Asian but spoke perfect Swedish. Relationships taught me a lot too. Dating in the West as an ethnic Chinese man has its own dynamics. Sometimes curiosity, sometimes stereotypes. I learned Western ideas and equality, independence and work-life balance. Those experiences were valuable, but I also started missing the directness and family-first mentality I saw in the Chinese culture. By my late 30s, I realized I wanted something more. A partner who truly understood both worlds. Life in Europe was very predictable. I had a good career, steady rhythm, good social security, but something inside me wanted more energy, more growth, and more possibilities. That's why I moved back to Shanghai. The city hit me like a wave. Fast-paced, ambitious, full of opportunity. Felt truly alive. The people here dreamed big, worked hard, and built things at lightning speed. This is another way of life I was searching for. What blows me away every now and then in a city such as Shanghai is the insane convenience and exposure to the latest technology and trends. Cashless payments, 15-minute deliveries, cutting-edge AI tools everywhere. New gadgets dropping constantly, fashion weeks, medical breakthroughs, you name it. My fiancée, as a plastic surgeon, works at the absolute forefront of beauty and medical technology. Being here with her let me see the future in real time. I want my future children to grow up with this edge, not just safety, but real-world opportunity and innovation. So talking about children, right? This is one of the major factors why I actually choose to live here in Shanghai. It's because my own education back in Europe, I don't know if that still stands a chance in today's world. Everything looks very different now compared to 30 years ago. I think back in Europe, even though my childhood was very happy, I don't know if the intensity of the education and the way of thinking creates competitive people in the future. Just look at the world today. The US and China are in the forefront of technology and AI, and I want my future children to also participate in that new era of life. And having the education here in China, especially in a first-tier city such as Shanghai, can shape your child's own future a lot. So having a good, steadfast education here, and maybe during the summers go back to Europe or at a later stage, I think can combine them and give them the best of the both worlds in terms of the Chinese rigid education and also the European way of thinking freely and also asking questions, not just taking everything at par. This is my own thoughts about education, and I think I will go into a deeper video in the future talking just about this part, why I want my future children to get exposed to the Chinese education system. So that's my full story, guys. Born in China, moved to Europe, grew up in a protected and safe environment, navigated friends and relationships, lived a predictable life, and finally found my energy again here in Shanghai at 40. If this resonates with you, whether you're overseas Chinese, a returnee, or planning a bicultural family, please subscribe. That means a lot to me. This channel is brand new, and every subscription generally helps me create more content and honest videos such as this one. Drop your own background in the comments. Where did you grow up? What made you choose China or living in the West? I read every single comment and I will comment on them.